Dear friends, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
I'm here to give you a joyous experience. There's a wonderful comment that a modern mystic made when asked, "Who are you?" She said to the person asking, "I am nothing and everything. I'm everyone and no one. I am of the stuff of the infinite, just as you are." And that's what I feel tonight. The birth of these poems was particularly empty. Happened because I took myself away from the world and away from everyday mind and plunged myself deep into myself. I'd reached a collapse of my personal narrative. I could no longer believe that narrative. I could no longer trust it. And I knew that it could not feed me what I needed. So I had to find a way to lose it, and to lose it very seriously. So at some point during this immersion, I found myself making a fatal vow. And I vowed not to move a muscle, not to open my eyes, not to eat, drink, or sleep, and to stay like that. And I felt God had no choice but to appear. I didn't give him any choice. And at some point, the full content of my personal story disappeared. And simultaneous to that disappearance, I was filled with incredible joy and the absolute assurance that nothing can go wrong, that nothing is wrong, that all is well. I prepared a whole bunch of words around this, and I picked this up a few days ago, and I thought I'd read this because I think this gives us an introduction to the evening well. In order to find thee, my senses must become dead to the things of this world. All then tastes of ashes, the funeral pyre of hope and faith in anything less than you. Yet diving deep, a fish to divine slaughter, I shatter this thin carapace of fear, exultant. You filling my whole being, nothing escapes your laser attention, yet nothing captures it, for all is delight now. This world tastes of inestimable sweetness, and all the fragile things of time, no matter their nature or appearance, no matter what space they occupy in the circles of joy and sorrow, life and death, good and bad, nothing can dismay, but only bring rushing forth in a torrent of divine abandon, a tsunami of love, which irresistibly washes pure all the ingrained stains and marring discolorations of judgments so painfully gained in lost time. Now, in this eternal moment, all perception is as if the senses have been born anew. The eyeballs skinned so sight becomes crystal clear, yet unending in its depths and heights of seeing. No shadow of appearance can dull the luminous fragrance of your being, saturating all things in the radical simplicity of your overwhelming, incomprehensible presence. O joy unending, let sorrow come, let death come, let all calamity come. I stand in the embracing silence of your ceaseless storms. This is an excerpt from my diary at the time, 2007, Easter. I have ciphered down to a divine question mark, lying invisibly on a lumpy mattress, my body riveted to a single metal bed. This is the austere gift of a monastic cell, anonymously set in the indifference of the lunar urban sprawl of Los Angeles. I am terribly alone, desperately wanting, waiting for the divine paramedics to somehow break through and to finally rescue me from myself. And out of that experience, I found myself sitting in the monastery courtyard after a deep meditation, and I wrote, and I couldn't see what I was writing because it was happening too fast. And only at the end did I see what I had written. And I'll read it to you now. Well, I know it off by heart. It's the only poem I know off by heart. Emptied. Emptied of myself, I am filled with you. O womb of joy, you have invaded the citadel of doubt and yearning, and with a single touch, erased all need. I float buoyant upon the dark and fathomable waters of your love, fearless before the absolute insufficiency of all perceivable things. My only request of you tonight is to kindly leave your head at the door. I think we hear best with our hearts, and what the mind cannot comprehend, the heart knows well. Surrendered. All seeking is in vain. For what I seek can only be found by diving deep beyond the surface, to find what cannot be lost. I am the door through which I need to walk. I am already all that I seek. Yet I appear to be knocking on a door to which only I have the key. I hear your voice telling me to surrender now, or all will be lost. I hear your voice and you say, surrender yourself like a lamb in the lion's jaw. your head, because life leaks too easily through its unguarded gates. I tell you, thought cannot lead you to thoughtlessness. Mind cannot bind you to the gift of emptiness. Idiot wisdom is wiser than all wise men. So headless, thoughtless, mindless, you have already fallen into the bottomless well of your only being. Drown everything in this well, so that nothing can be born. Teacher. You come to me like someone I know. In your eyes, there is only this moment. Wings of prayer stay the hands of time. I dive deep into the light that flames not. And find myself standing in your shoes, seeing through your eyes, looking at someone I know. Every holy script has been engraved upon the skin of my soul. I cannot read the text, but fully formed words spill from my lips, as if live coals falling from the mouth of God. All fire is but yearning and lust turned inward, burning the effluvia of a mortal life, till all that remains is the adamantine light, inward, unceasing. All form extinguished in that conflagrating fullness. This is plenitude beyond expecting. nor certain for its very formlessness. Joy has no bounds, no borders to cross. Joy has no bounds, no borders to cross. And you come to me like someone I know. Standing moved, I stand surrounded by the shadows of forms, of thoughts barely visible, of feelings fleeting and uncontained. And I stand. I stand still, heart silenced, the inner being moves and peels itself from the cage of bones, blood and clinging ideas of self, seizing its inward light. It moves, expanding its being into its native vastness. Untrammeled tears of joy, beatitude, and blessing, gouging deep furrows in the earth of being. Till inner flight is beyond question. This flight from the betrayal of matter into the assurance of astounding fullness is this epic journey we call human. Till each of us stands quietly in the blessing of these portable shrines. Portable shrines, self-subdued mind and heart, open now, ablaze with divine absolution, flooded with the visioning intent of tending to the vineyard of shared yearning. We stand in these billowing tents of sacred breath, blood and bones, feet bare, stained purple with the pressing of royal wine. of eternal bride to eternal groom. I stand in the upright, undiluted joy of being unquestioned. I stand in the upright, undiluted joy of being unquestioned. Announce yourself dancing. I am startled into presence. Drawn out from the desolation of distraction. I lose my center of gravity, thinking that I have something to say. My tongue blackens with the false hope of ego. Stories I put back into my pocket are now on the tip of my tongue. On the tip of my tongue till the thunder of your silence stills me. You split my brow with kisses. Bathed in lifeblood I'm cleansed, released from the thousand thorns of forgetting. Now empty, wandering outside the inner chamber, I wait upon you. Precedes my every breath, who follows my every step. You have plundered my heart, stolen my love. You have plundered my heart and stolen my love. I have become a hollow drum, the skin of my tears become the tissue my adoration, stretched over the frame of a divine singleness. I wait for your hand to begin beating this song without words. Chanting this hymn without sound. I am inert as stone, till touched by the quickening breath of your fire burning. A rhythm without steps, till looking like a drunk without dependence, I move my feet, a brush, a shuffle, a gliding stretch, staggering under the sweetness. Staggering under the sweetness, staggering under the sweetness of your presence. You move as I move, mimicking each extravagant gesture. Molten glass, the mirror shatters, a million shards of earth reflecting heaven. Molten glass, the mirror shatters, a million shards of earth reflecting heaven. Upon that plain of unsheathed swords, it is only you dancing. Alone upon that plain of unsheathed swords, it is only you dancing. Dancing me. You dancing me. You dancing me. Being empty, standing in the light. This world is my darkest shadow. This world, my brightest light. Being empty is mirror bright. Being empty, standing in the light. Shining, I am earth, being a mirror for heaven. Shining, I am an earth. Being a mirror for heaven. No darkness can dim the light of your smile in my heart. No darkness can ever dim the light of your smile. Your smile. Your smile in my heart. Just as I am. demons and angels, seeing God with open eyes. The only demons we know are homegrown. Adopting the empty rituals of consumption, we try to domesticate the primal fear of absolute aloneness. We seek the immediate distractions of pleasure, attempting to hold the slow avalanche of time from crushing the life out of us. And what pleasures there are! We linger in the familiar rituals of legitimate comfort. Family, friends. We even hold our address books up saying, aloneness, look, see how many friends I have. I am never alone. Aloneness smiles, bringing death to casually knock at our door. All comforting illusions are suddenly wiped out by the fear of imminent death. And we see with undeniable clarity that we are indeed, truly alone. But death does not tarry, and we are given a reprieve. For how long? We do not know. Yet in this new state of grace, burned free of mortal vanity, possessed of this new dread of the empty rights of belonging to only a single part, this gives you a desire to embrace this radical emptiness which death has kindly visited upon you. Life as death is not personal, yet to see our personal extinction as necessary to claiming life, inextinguishable life, as our own, seems absurd. Yet the tiny paper cuts of wounding that we unconsciously both give and receive are more surely death than any dying of the body. Aloneness now speaks. You see, my darling, look at, embrace, and revel in the magnificence of your essential aloneness. In that, you and I are the same. Claim this aloneness which is itself alone. Single, pure, without parts, undying, true, bliss, light, deathless, unborn, pure awareness, pure joy, existence itself, the foundation of all things. Without the radical vision and understanding of our essential vastness of being, all limited wanting, needing, having to, is a fatal poverty of perspective. A deliberate attempt to deliberate attempt to imprison yourself in the barricaded heart, the defended self, the needy self, the complaining self, the judging self, the anxious self, the greedy self, the angry self, this ego self, this mind self. This time-bound self can only find relief by wholly and completely releasing fear into the void from which it comes. For all pain comes from fear. Being radically emptied of mortal vanity, of ego, mind, self, letting go the fear of extinction, so enamored by its littleness, this smallness of ego, mind, self. You learn now to plunge into the rich humus of individual and collective wounds, and to recognize the Ancient One who stands there, beyond the womb of wounds, beyond the imprisoning delusions of mortality. To step into the richness of our wounds in absolute acceptance, without any hint of judgment or blame to self or others, is truly to recognize the eternal face of the Beloved imprinted upon all things, is truly to step beyond the blind darkness of dreams, beyond the helpless writhing of worms, beyond the steaming hothouse of despair. When all the familiar rituals of belonging have radically failed us, it seems only then can we turn our face towards our deep and wondrous aloneness. Then, burned free of all littleness, we fall into the abyssal darkness of God's light, where none but that exists. Beyond the mind's default fumbling to comprehend the incomprehensible, beyond the naming of demons and angels, beyond even God itself, this aloneness patiently waits to greet us, so that we may again turn to walk back into the filtered light of this body and mind, so that we permanently lose the failed story of limitation we have worn so comfortably till now, till free of past and future, we can turn back into the landscape of 1,000 things, and we can witness their dance of forms and functions, the drama of names and genealogy, and smile upon them all, the smile of absolute aloneness. This is seeing God with open eyes. This is seeing God with open eyes. Just as I am. centered, nor eternal fire for me. No monstrous evil I am forced to repent. No abstract heaven, a shop window to look into. Only the simple beating of my heart. Only the simple breathing of my lungs. Only the simple beingness of mild contentment. I live my life, sometimes a father, sometimes a husband, sometimes a son, a brother. Yet, sometimes just being me, myself, alone. Sometimes I paint the mild beauty that I am. And I even wash dishes freely sometimes. Yet through it all, not wanting what I cannot have, nor doing what I cannot do, but simply being who I am. Simply breathing, skin intact, just as I am.
I wanted to give you the gift of reading one of your poems to you. Awakened One. Oh, awakened one, breathe into me the voice of the beloved, so that my tongue sings praises to the one who dwells within. Take from me all the clinging to the surface, so that I might drown in the ocean deep of undying love. All pleasure of the senses pall become bitter when the bliss of presence draws near. No touch, sight, or sound, no thought, feeling, or knowledge can bear this naked surrender. Yielding to the inner summit of delight, defenseless, knowing nothing other than this, joy beyond joy, this bliss beyond all corruption of forms. Formless, my beloved, though dancing in all forms, greeting me as if hidden from me. Yet the cord of belonging cannot be broken once it has been anchored in the heart's deepest yearning. I ride the high thermals of your sacred intent, which is to know only yourself, appearing as all this. Body dead to life, life thrives beyond all forms of death, beyond all forms of life, yet the most blessed death, the one most sought after, is the death of the separated ego. The one who presses its desire for pain against the window of heaven but cannot see within, no matter how hard this ego self, ego mind self, pushes against the inner membrane of self, it cannot pierce the drumhead of joy. Its fear of loss is more compelling than the desire of its own death. To die this death from ego self is to stand in the innermost chamber, heart pressed hard, naked against the blade of heaven, whispering the beloved's name as you push this flaming sword of purity deep beyond all fear of pain, beyond all hope for heaven, spilling the bitter bile of sorrow into the limpid lake of sacred remembering, till dead to all lingering remnants of ego self, washed clean from any sense of belonging, only joy remains. Only this deep abiding joy can lift the pall of mortality from our downcast eyes. Only this deep abiding joy can lift the lid of heaven from the well of our deepest being. Now awakened, no sorrow may visit upon you. All sorrow has been burned from the countless eons of sedimentary cells, till all echoes of self sing only one sound, one bell ringing, the drumhead of joy pulled tight over the frame of your being, till the slightest touch of the beloved's hand lifts all sight to glory, all sound to tears of spontaneous gratitude. Now awakened, all knowing is yielded to the blind ignorance of the perfected one, indwelling each succeeding moment, filling each succeeding feeling, thought, and action. Now, nothing can be the same. Nothing can be the same.
Longing for emptiness. Longing for emptiness is to be full of longing. Emptiness is being empty of longing. Emptiness is its own fullness. Emptiness is. It cannot be gained. To be empty of longing is emptiness itself. Oh emptiness, oh fullness. What fullness can ever match emptiness? There are refreshments. Where are they, Debs?
Where are the refreshments, Dan?
Inside there's some refreshments. But anyone who would like to talk about your experience or ask me any questions, but more importantly, buy the book. Please either go to the refreshments or stay here and just draw me with questions which I may not know the answer to.
And then I want to take this moment. Is Cynthia in the room? I am. Hi, Cynthia. Could you come up a moment?
We need more.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Everybody, thank you for coming. This was great. Sorry, there was a hum in, I think, his mic. I turned it down when he was drumming, so I apologize for that.
God.
It could have been. I know your face too. I don't know why. It was the om. Okay. But thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I turned the air off too because I thought that was the hum. I was trying to figure. I'll turn the air back on. Thank you. You're brilliant. I love it. Could you tell them how we?
What I wanted to share with you all is to really honor somebody who is busy walking across America at the moment. Our dear friend Doris Davis. This is her church actually. And so Cynthia, it's important actually how things happen, right? How we put together in these incredible situations. But Doris had an event at the park just the day before, a few days before, she launched off on this incredible walk for women's equality with men. That's her walking statement across America. Doris is 73 years old. She's going with her daughter, and it's an extraordinary undertaking that she's done. But we had an event to a big barbecue, a community barbecue over here in the park, and we found ourselves with a lot of time available in the park. And so Andre and Cynthia happened to be at registration as volunteers to help with this event, and got talking, and so that's how Cynthia said, oh, we have to do a show. And so that's how it happened. So Cynthia, thanking you for the ears and the heart that you had to hear Andre and for giving him the opportunity for sharing. So those of you who would like, anybody want to stay to talk a bit with Andre? Any questions or is it fullness and emptiness? Oh, the most important thing is to honor our maestro musicians.
With his wonderful little boy, Eddie on everything, and the incomparable Mr. Russ Billiger.
And it's just wonderful that every time to help create something. So thank you both for your extraordinary talents. Thank you. And thank you, volunteering and all the other brothers that came with drums as well.
I could never have sounded as if I knew something without these guys.
And to thank.
And I want to thank you for your wonderful, moving soul.
Here?
And books for sale.
Oh, my books for sale.
Pre-orders are available. We're still fine-tuning the proof copy,
Daddy, how old
but this is what it looks like. And it's got words in it and pictures. And the pictures are mine, so the illustrations are rather fun.
Oh, and this is Andre's artwork behind here, by the way. And he also has his portfolios if anybody wants to flip through them. And in the book are all his illustrations. Andre, bravo.
just doing it.